Okay, I'm back in the shop here, and next thing I'll do right now is I'm going to take my 3M disposable cup system, set up on my gravity feed gun, and I'm just going to use some ordinary distilled water, and I'm going to fill this up probably 2/3 of the way full, and I'm going to spray everything that I finished sanding with 150 grit with just standard water. In this case I'm using distilled. So just it's probably way more than I'm going to need, but it's alright. You can always pour it back. You could use tap water as well, to my understanding. The only thing is especially if you are on city water and sewer, every city and water and sewer, they've got different stuff in it depending on what the wells that they have drilled, depending on what they have in there for minerals and stuff like that. So a lot of times they add other stuff to alter the taste a little bit, and also now they're adding chlorine and some other crap to it. So in this case I just use distilled water just to eliminate any of the variables. You could probably use purified too, but I use distilled water because I buy this in bulk because I have a sleeping disorder called sleep apnea, and I wear a CPAP mask at night with the CPAP machine, and the humidifiers recommend to use distilled water because it's supposed to be the purest water. So anyways, that's what I'm going to use here. It's, like I said, just distilled water. I'm going to set up my gravity feed gun here and give it a whirl. just got done staining, or watering all the stained surfaces, and we'll let this dry for probably an hour or so. And then I was actually wrong as far as getting ready to stain. It actually needs to have its final grit, or its final finishing grit, gone over once more again, because what's happened is basically I've raised the grain a little bit, and the idea is now is that all the fibers are standing up, and I need to come back and shear them off. And I'm supposed to have more of a uniform surface for the stain to penetrate into, creating a more uniform color and less splotchy or blotchiness. That's what's claimed. So, like I said, it's been a long time since I've done it. I've actually never done it in my shop here, so it'll be interesting to see what I come up with. So the next step is, like I said, let this stuff dry, and here's the vanity. I didn't record that, but I actually just sprayed that right over here. I just sprayed the face frame face, and then this finished side panel as well. And there's a little bit of grain raised there. Now, had I maybe went up to a higher grit like 220, I probably wouldn't have this much grain raised. I typically only sand with 150, and I didn't have any 220 or 180, so I'm going to go back and, like I said, let this sit for about an hour, come back, re-sand it with 150, knock all the nap off, and it should be ready for stain. So we'll see. Come to think of it, I think of my last employer where we did this, like I said, many years ago. It's probably over 15 years ago. We'd actually water it just with a rag and let it sit, and then come back and finish sand it with the same grit we sanded to prior to. It probably makes sense. I could have stopped at 120, sprayed the water on, and come back with the 150, but we'll see. Like I said, this is the first time I've done it here, and you know, like I said, it's been 15 years since I've seen it done, so we'll see how well this goes. So might have wasted my time, but oh well. So basically, let all this stuff dry about an hour, come back, I'll finish sand it once more. It shouldn't take long. You just got to basically knock the fibers off. And of course the camera's not going to see this, but there's a little bit of grain raised there. So, alright, it is extremely hot and humid right now, so like I said, I'll come back in about an hour, finish sanding this up, and we'll start slapping some stain. Alright, thanks for watching.